Welcome to Daily Action Coaching. Today, we're going on a little adventure. We're going to go on a trek / light climb, if you will, down to the Atlantic Ocean. We're on the North Coast of Tenerife, off the Western Sahara, off the continental shelf of Africa. Something that I've been thinking about recently is the implementation of consciousness. So often we are confronted with challenges and things just tend to happen to people as opposed to people experiencing life. And a thought occurred to me, which is that the fundamental reality, the just like absolute baseline of this is unconsciousness. So how can we be more conscious, more mindful of our environment, of the things that we're doing on a daily basis? It takes practice, it takes work. It's not a given that just because you're awake, your eyes are open, that your capacity to understand your actions and the choices that you make, the decisions that you take, how completely captured our minds have gotten. The sun is beautiful today, gorgeous. So how can we be more conscious? How can we consider our actions and take a more mindful approach to consciousness? Even the simple act of not doing anything and being still is a conscious act, as long as it's premeditated, as long as there is a understanding between your mind, your thinking, and the connection that you make between your thoughts and then taking action. What does it even mean to be conscious? What does it mean on an intellectual level? And then on a physical level, understanding consciousness. What is it? So many people have been pondering this for a very long time. And I think throughout history you find different versions of consciousness, as in which civilization has been dominant to then instill what I believe is a doctrine of understanding with regards to consciousness. I am not an expert in this space. I am not a historian. I think things become more obvious once you start looking at it through this frame of understanding how culture can actually shift consciousness in a way that is far more profound than what I believe people are even willing to explore. Trends, for example, it is the unconscious latching on by masses to connect themselves to something that is bigger than them, which is understandable. The issue I have with such behavior is that it often is ephemeral. It doesn't hold true when you remove the trend. It's like an animal chasing something and never catching it. This primal instinct in all of our brains and body to connect with other people is so profound that it almost wipes away consciousness from that process. Think of the last time you were advertised to in a meaningful way and you felt yourself becoming influenced by the media that you consumed. There's signals everywhere for all kinds of different marketing, advertising, branding. Everything is a brand. Everything is being sold. Nothing is what it is, right? I think we've come full circle on understanding this. Ooh. Little flower garden here. Fantastic. To me, consciousness represents stillness. And it's taken me some time to understand what that even means, or to begin to develop a framework to ensure that I'm conscious more than unconscious. It happens to everyone. Even monks that have been training to be more present and be more conscious and mindful and all of these other words that are associated with stillness, but it's also an intense alertness that brings forth consciousness. So I was listening to Eckhart talk about consciousness and presence, as he does. And he was sharing a story of a monk, a master, that I guess he knew, or I forget the context, but he was training other monks, and he had all these hilarious anecdotes about different funny stories and stuff. But the point is that this monk would used to sneak up on his students, and if he was able to sneak up onto them, what does that mean? That means that they're unconscious, right? They're locked in their thoughts. They're locked in something else, a distraction other than the present moment right in front of them. Because surely a conscious person would sense another human presence approaching, right? I'm sure this has happened to you. You feel someone, something, an energy that's behind you, right? There's an indication of presence of energy, right? That means that you're connecting with your environment and your sense perceptions, right? Smell, taste, feeling. Ooh. It's a little rock and roll here on this trail. Woo! Here, I just want to show you this absolutely mind-blowing, absolutely incredible. Wow. Whoops. Beautiful. America is this way. All right, let's go down there. Let's try not to fall. You know, I can't quite remember fully. Okay, this is the way. Just a little aside, a little information about Tenerife. It's a volcanic island that is considered active but dormant. No, that doesn't make sense. It's considered active, but there was a word that I just forgot, which it's not dormant, it's basically sleeping. Man, this is such a gorgeous day today. This would be a cool thing to have a drone. You just have a tracking setup. That way you could be totally hands-free. All right, now I think, how do I, there we go. Being alive is so fun. Way better than the alternative. But then again, so many people are dead inside, even though their heart's still working, because of a lot of different factors, a lot of variables. Humans are complex animals. The world is a complicated manipulation. Nothing is as it seems. Understanding this is such a vital aspect of living a fulfilled life. It's not just about eating right, exercise, taking care of your other responsibilities. Whoa. Those are just elements, components to having a fully rounded out life with clarity at the forefront of everything. This is so wicked. I love it. Oh, fuck, it's great. We're gonna go down there. So, in addition to this conversation, I have a backpack strapped to me with some other camera gear, and although this is cool right here. It's only taken me 16 minutes to get here from my house. So, what is the purpose of this rant? The purpose is to support a mental framework that empowers my clarity and my presence, along with the intention of being able to drop some insight that might be of benefit to you. It's taken me a long time to get here. Wow, look at this. Amazing. Just take it all in for a minute, appreciate our environment. No matter where you are, there's always an opportunity to take in and appreciate the moments that often go unnoticed. One conscious breath can mean the difference between living out your day completely oblivious to your environment, your surroundings, the people you're interacting with, and realigning your mind and your body with what's right in front of you. It's taken a long time, a very long time to get to this point. 7 years. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo. That could have been a nasty fall. We wouldn't want to fall onto this cactus. That would be fucked up. That would be a nasty situation. Wow, these waves are massive today. Okay. So we are going down, down, down. This way. My goal is to come down here most days and record the experience, share with everyone what's on my mind, a vlog of sorts, and sorry, I just completely lost my train of thought. That is a perfect real-world example of being conscious and unconscious. Just completely lost it. And so, for me, an indication of intelligence is how quickly can you recover from a mistake. A mistake being allowing your emotions to get the better of you. A mistake being doing something that didn't end up being correct, and then triggering an emotional response that essentially fucks you, okay? It's allowing your emotions to get the better of you. How can we recover from those moments? How can we ensure that we stay conscious all the time? Right? There are tools, techniques that you can implement, breathing techniques. Just one conscious breath, as I mentioned earlier, can make such a profound difference. Fantastic. Beautiful. Beautiful day. It's just incredible and so humbling to be able to watch something so much more than you, just on so many levels. The ocean is never unconscious, always connected. There is a collective consciousness that exists. There's also a collective pain body that exists that we all suffer from. Humanity is suffering. There is so much good and beauty in the world, but at the same time, we're constantly being manipulated. And it's not always this, conspiratorial, big evil plot to whatever. Like, it's not always about that, although there is proof that some version of that is happening. There's conflicting perspectives of large multinational corporations that throw their weight around, and the byproduct of that is chaos. There are people that are involved in unraveling the fabric of our society to ensue chaos. And then you have companies that are promoting themselves in a way to divide, right? Good marketing is always about us versus them. Even if it's not explicit, it always is about us versus them. It could be good versus evil, Apple versus Android, whatever, Coke, Pepsi, 7-Up or Squirt, whatever the fuck. It doesn't really matter. Oh, this is so great. I don't know if you can see those crabs. I'll just take a moment here. There were people surfing down here the other day. But right now, I am completely alone at the end of the world. It's fantastic. So I think we're going to go down this way. So I guess one part of it is understanding conceptually, right? You understand that there are forces at play. How do they affect you on a daily basis? Right? Just like politics in general, the only real implications from politics are local politics, right? If you're going to get involved in politics, keep it local. That has the biggest impact of anything. Really at a presidential level, there's some effect on daily existence, but for the most part, not really. So maybe I should go this way. So we have established that nothing is as it is, or nothing is as it seems, right? There are external forces playing the game, right? Whatever game. It's like T-Mobile versus AT&T, you know, or Verizon. It's like every organization has an agenda, and the effect on humanity is essentially chaos, because, you know, it's like, think about this. When you were young, in primary school or whatever, some classmate brought in a new shirt, or, you know, they got a gift, like some fantastical thing, like a new entertainment system when they were young, and one child, you know, their family can't afford that, so, you know, there's friction there. And what people often latch onto is this idea of fairness, this idea of less than, because they did not receive the same toy, or their family couldn't go on vacation to a cool location because they just can't afford it. So there's like the reality situation, right, which is something that we need to be mindful of, right, not to be living in some fantasy, which is also about bringing our attention back to consciousness and understanding that the mind is an incredibly powerful and equally manipulative aspect of who we are as people. Woo! This is cool. This is so wild. This is all lava. Lava. Kind of much crazier back there. This is great. My objective is simply to bring awareness and just to calm down. If I can have a positive impact on someone else, if they can just reconnect for that one moment, it can make all the difference between a reactive or a conscious movement, thought. Whoa. Getting surrounded here. I keep getting distracted by this incredible beauty here. This is wild. So where was I? If I can just bring awareness and impact the lives of a few people, I will feel great fulfillment. But it has nothing to do with me, okay? And I, always I. People are obsessed with I. And it's just ingrained in our vernacular. It's okay to represent yourself. It's not only okay, it's important to do so. Woo! You know, I wonder, I should probably check the tides next time I come here. All right, well, I think I'm gonna put the pause on this vlog and set up my other camera record a little bit, and reconnect with everyone after. All right, we're back. Just finished a little video recording for a piece of content on reclaiming time through effective calendaring and focusing on the things that matter to you most. So, something that I've been working on personally for many years, how to optimize my calendar, how to get the most out of my day and then not lose sight of the things that are important. You know, people often think about their work as being important or other things, especially, well, if you don't have a family, that's a different deal. But I'm speaking from the perspective of family as a priority, not as a secondary mode of operating. So I recorded a little video, which I'm going to go and edit and publish. Then I took advantage of being by the ocean, so took my clothes off, laid out, enjoyed the sun, went into the ocean. Beautiful, deserted, volcanic beach. Just incredible. Fortunately for these shoes, fortunately for me, I love Vibram. The 5 fingers are incredible. And it's all I wear now. I wear 2 types. I wear the 5 fingers, the toe shoes, like these. And then I wear the furoshiki, which is a more minimalist shoe than this, and that is my general go-to. I actually work with Vibram, so if you're interested in finding more information or would like to make a purchase, I can offer a 15% discount, which is kind of cool. Highly recommended. The great advantage is you can go in the water, out of the water, trails, rocks, what have you. Also machine washable, which is amazing. You know, it's wild because some of the rocks are not completely dry, and if you step on some that are a little wet, these rocks become crazy slippery and very dangerous, which otherwise are fine to walk on. Another advantage of these shoes is the grip, the Vibram grip, or the sole, which is something that they're known for. Man, the rocks, when wet, are so dangerous. So now we have the lovely climb. Oh, look at this. This is so cool. Maybe we can see what's going on with our little fish. Oh, we're back. Maybe that wasn't such a good idea. All right. Well, hopefully that dries. Maybe that was a mistake. Let me just wipe this off. All right. We're back. Won't be doing that again. Also, the mic gets disconnected. Slippery, slippery, slippery. It's like there's this film of algae that gets created on these rocks in between low tide and high tide when they're wet, and then they dry, and then it's kind of scummy unless they dry completely, and then it's fine. Whoa, whoa, whoa. All right. Presence, patience, focusing on the things that matter most is something that has been on the top of my mind for a very long time. How am I going to do this here? I didn't realize when I was younger how uncomfortable I was in my own skin, how sensitive I was to the external factors around me, people's opinions. And it took me some time to get to a place where I realized that other people's opinions don't mean anything. It's the conscious choice that I made to give value to those people and their thoughts, which is ultimately operating from a place of weakness. You have so little time on earth. Truly incredible how fleeting time is. And I didn't really fully appreciate this until I had children and realized how precious time is. No matter what you do to make money in life, no matter how much you have or how little you have, you're more or less gifted the same opportunity to not squander time. It's how you choose to do that that defines the way you live your life. And for me, spending time in a way that enriches my life personally, as well as the people around me, my wife, my children, my family, my brother, my father. All right, this is gonna get a little sweaty and a little intense. I'll do my best to try to keep my train of thought going. We were all the way down there. It's crazy. It's fantastic. So, as I was saying, how you invest your time and what you get out of it is up to everyone. Focusing solely on your career and not appreciating your friends as much as you could, your family, and not just like your siblings and relatives, but your kids as well. No one ever on their deathbed said, "Oh, I wish I worked harder." In fact, it's the opposite. I wish I worked less. I wish I'd spent more time with my family, doing the things that I loved, that enriched my existence, my personal development. Literally on the side of this cliff here, it's amazing. I know a few people, for example, that have good jobs, have families, but they're stuck in what appears to be this perverted idea of what's important, and people suffer as a consequence of misalignment. It's not just about balance. Balance is like, having the capacity to not think about a work thing when you're in front of your kids or your wife or your friends. That's balance. I'm talking about something much more profound. It's a complete misalignment with the opportunity that exists to not only thrive in business, which is only one part of it. I mean, money will only take you so far. I know a few extremely wealthy people, and they made their money doing interesting things, mostly in technology. I got lucky, and they'd be the first to tell you. But out of the handful of people that I know that have made, more than $1 billion, some of them are just so fucked. So fucked. Their priorities have completely colored their ability to be with friends and family on a deep level, because they're so preoccupied with things that really have no meaning. Focusing on the things that matter, really matter. So my two kids are 8 and 11. This past 11 years has flown by, and I'm so grateful for this awakening, if you will, of my priorities and focusing on the things that will keep me alive when I'm 80, 90, 100. Whatever. Or today I could fall off this cliff and die. It's like you really just don't have any idea when you're gonna die. But quality of life is the primary objective. Keep quality of life as high as possible to be able to do the things and be with the people that you love for as long as possible. Exercise is vital to this. Eating well is vital to supporting this. Deepening relationships is vital. Making lots of money is not on the fucking list. It's a byproduct of being in alignment with all of those things and not allowing the greed to consume and destroy your life. For what? You can't take it with you. It's what happens to people that have worked their entire lives for a company and they retire, you know, and they think, okay, I'm going to be able to do all these things. But then that moment comes and it's like a piece of them died when they left that company. And they realize that they are completely empty and broken. It's never too late to take action. It's never too late to reframe the way you look at yourself and the world and the people that mean the most to you. People get consumed by their own lives that they forget to actually live. Most companies give two fucks about you. Obviously, that's a generalization. Obviously, there are great companies to work for that provide all kinds of things. But seldom do they provide balance for the individual and their families, which is hilarious to me. Because when you're in alignment, everything is in flow. Everything feels easy and time slows down, which is really the objective. Slow time down. Be present in every moment. That's all you have. Think about it this way. When was the last time you went on vacation? Think about it. First, you go through the planning phase. You get all excited. You call your friends, family, whatever, and you start planning. Let's go do this. Oh, wouldn't this be amazing? Okay, cool, great. For a brief moment, you're actually living in it. You're there experiencing going to Hawaii or Maine or Paris or wherever, Kenya. It's so real you can taste it, you could smell it, but you're in your office with fluorescent lights or whatever. Or you're trout fishing because that's what you love to do, or whatever. But instead of focusing on experiencing what's in front of you, your mind is already there. It's already on vacation. You're sipping that Mai Tai. You're getting that massage in Bangkok. Whatever. It's real. So a week before your vacation, you get a little bit more excited. You start living in it more, deeper. You're there, you're on that beach. You're in the woods. You're dreading the flight, the 18-hour flight from New York to Hong Kong. Holy shit, how am I gonna do it? The food fucking sucks. I got a window seat, I got an aisle seat. Whatever the thing is, just to piss you off. It's like, okay. Meanwhile, something's happening in front of you and you're completely oblivious to it. So you get on that flight, you're already thinking about the next thing. Oh, when I land, I can't wait. Going to the gym is a priority for me, so I'm gonna do that. And then we're gonna do this and that and this. And it's fine to plan. It's important to structure your day, to know what you're doing so that there's no guessing, so that you're not wasting your time. But there is time and space for this exercise. You should have completed all the planning before departing, or at least have a framework for spontaneity and other things. Did you make dinner reservations? Whatever. And so you get to the beach. What a gorgeous day. You're on the fucking beach. Beautiful people. Well, depending on where you are. Cool things. You go swimming, blah, blah, blah. Get out of the ocean, the pool, just finish a trek, or you're exploring a new city, and you sit down for a moment. Oh, it feels good. And then all of a sudden, your mind wanders. Oh, fuck. You're back home. You're at the office. Oh, shit, I got this project. This TPS report needs to be filed. Bob Lumbar is going to be on my ass. Solid reference there. Office Space, or whatever that movie was. And you know what? You might physically be on the beach. You might be in that restaurant or that cafe. But you know what? Your mind is back at work. You're already thinking about the next thing. And you can't even appreciate the moment that's in front of you. And you wonder why, when you get back, you look at those pictures and you see an empty shell, and you have no recollection, no memory of that beautiful afternoon, looking up into the Eiffel Tower or standing in the pyramids. You don't remember the way it smelled, the dust in the air, the dust in the mouth, because you're talking to yourself about Bob Lumbar and those fucking TPS reports. So many people fall victim to this. And it just compounds and gets worse. The more you dwell on it, the more disconnected you are from what's in front of you. So your 2-week vacation is coming to an end. And like 3 days before, you're already like, oh, fuck. Gotta go do this, gotta do that. If you're a lucky person and this doesn't resonate with you, you're doing something right. But I venture to bet that that's not the case for the vast majority of people. It's understanding how to leverage the tools that are available to everyone to bring you back to center and conscious. This hill's brutal. Fucking go though, it feels good. One conscious breath is all it takes. Snap you out of it and bring you back to what's in front of you. Never, ever have notifications turned on your phone, other than absolutely vital notifications. Mostly your missed calls, text, iMessage, whatever. But turn off everything else. What do notifications do? They corrupt and degrade your capacity to be conscious and in control. Did that notification just go off? That bell on your phone, did you just look for it? Did you just think about that notification? How many times has that happened to you? You're in a conversation with someone, your phone dings, and boom, it shatters all hope. There's nothing that could happen next that can make you think of anything else other than, what the fuck was that? Most people are not dealing with critical, life-saving challenges or other situations that require direct communication because of safety. It's all vanity. It doesn't serve your interests. It serves the interests of the app that you have the notifications turned on. There's one thing I can leave you with today, is to turn off your notifications. You don't need them. And they sure as shit don't need you. Don't give up your power for someone else's benefit. Most people are already doing that when they go to work. Fine, you get paid, but it's like, is every job really worth it? Of course, you have to feed yourself, you have to provide shelter and all these basic things. But once you get past that, once you've achieved a certain plateau of not having to think about your financial situation, to pay your bills, to eat well, it's not in your interest. It's in everybody else's interest. Oh yeah, home stretch. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this. My first vlog on this new endeavor, this new project, being able to inspire and uplift and reconnect and to help people achieve a little bit more with daily actions to uplift the human experience. All right. Adios.